Welcome, NFL fans. You're locked in for a trip through gridiron history, one classic at a time. Today, our time machine is landing at Lakeside Park, October 17th, 1920, for a game between the visiting 0-1 Cleveland Tigers and the hosting 2-0 Canton Bulldogs. The NFL was still brand new, only 3 weeks old, and still known as the American Professional Football Association, or APFA. There were 7,000 in the stands. Cleveland was coached by Stan Kofal, who would last just one more game past this one before getting sacked. The Bulldogs counted on eventual Hall of Famer Jim Thorpe to coach. Born in Prague, Oklahoma in 1887, Thorpe is widely regarded as the best athlete of the first 50 years of the 20th century, and he was named so by the Associated Press. A native of the Sac and Fox Nation, Thorpe won Olympic gold medals in the pentathlon and the decathlon. He also played Major League Baseball. The best I could find in terms of game coverage was in the Cleveland Plains-Dealer the day after the game. I'm going to quote the story here. Quote, "Pitted against the Tigers of Cleveland here today in their first real defense of the national professional football title, Jim Thorpe's Bulldogs of Canton, on which are 7 All-American players, uncorked such a terrific line-smashing attack in the first quarter that the only touchdown of the game resulted in 12 minutes of play, the final count being 7-0. Not until the last 2 minutes of the game were the visitors able to negotiate a first down, and they never had the ball within Canton's 40-yard line. The champs made 15 downs, were thwarted by the whistle ending the second period within 9 of the Cleveland goal, but twice were held for downs within the 10-yard zone by Cleveland. Those exhibitions of defense being the high point of the Cleveland performance. Captain Thorpe did not enter the game until the start of the fourth quarter, but he showed old-time speed, encircling the end for a first down, his longest gain being 10 yards from formation. Cleveland watched the big Indian closely, but it was not on his shoulders that most of the work fell. In such burly backfields as Pete Kalak, Joe Guyon, and Ike Martin, Canton has a trio of line smashers hard to stop. They match well with the gigantic line, averaging more than 200 pounds. To Martin of Missouri went the credit for the only touchdown of the game. 245-pound tackle Pete Henry of Washington and Jefferson partly blocked one of Kofal's punts for Cleveland. Martin caught the ball on the Tigers' 32-yard line. From that point, Canton plunged to the last chalk mark. Guyon and Kalak aided Martin in the attack on the Cleveland forwards, Martin going the last 9 yards on a dash around Cleveland's left end. Cleveland made gallant stands against the Canton attack in the third quarter and the fourth. Canton marched down the field for 5 first downs and a gain of 68 yards, but was held for downs on the Cleveland 2-yard line. In the fourth period, the champs got possession of the ball on Cleveland's 35-yard line and took it on 2 first downs to the 13. Thorpe made 4 yards on an end run, but Cleveland braced and stopped Canton there. Cleveland's only first down resulted when fullback Tuffy Khan squirmed through the Canton line for 8 yards, and Kofal hit Canton's right tackle for 2. Owing to the warm weather, neither 11 showed much speed, but the teamwork of the champs was superior to that of the opposition. The Indians ended the 1920 campaign with a 3-5 record, and followed that in 1921 with a 2-4-2 record, before folding, prior to the league even changing its name to the NFL. Canton went 7-4-2 to finish 8th in the 14-team league. 1 division, no playoffs. The Bulldogs played for a total of 6 seasons, over 7 years, before closing up shop. That's not to say they did not enjoy a measure of success. They won the 1922 and 1923 NFL Championship with a combined 22-0-3 record over 2 seasons. In 1920, however, the Buffalo All-Americans were the first ever champions of the league with a 9-1-1 record. If you like what I'm doing, take a moment to like and subscribe. I do one of these every day, and I'm not going to stop. There's already 70 videos on my channel, and I'll be doing another 17,806, plus however many games they play while I'm doing that. But that's it for today. Until next time, keep the laces out, keep the history alive. I'll see you on the next kickoff. Bye.